two, 1, 2, 3, yeah. You is a lie. You is not come from these sides.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have a lot, and I mean a lot, to unravel over the last 24 hours. Kyrie Irving has been trending on Twitter. He has been in all the news regarding the NBA and regarding sports in general as of right now, y'all. So just a quick little update, you guys. The NBA voted last week on Thursday with the Board of Governors on returning in July, resuming the 2020 NBA season. And then they voted on Friday with 28 members from the NBA Players Association, and it was a unanimous 28-0 vote. One of those 28 players was Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving, if you guys do not know, is the NBA Players Association vice president, right behind Chris Paul as the vice president. And if there's someone that I'm telling you guys really wants to resume the season, it's the man who got traded from Houston to Oklahoma City, who has now put the Oklahoma City Thunder as a 5 seed in the playoffs and is set to make close to $40 million this year if they finish the season. I think he'd really want the season to resume. Anyways, Kyrie Irving, y'all, has been in the news a lot. He has a lot of questions concerning the NBA returning. There's been a lot of memes lately about Kyrie Irving on Twitter, on Instagram, etc. But Kyrie Irving, if you guys have read the news, read the articles, he actually had some really good questions concerning the NBA's return in July in Orlando, Florida. The first question that he had was if he would count as the Nets allowed 35 personnel to be allowed in Orlando. Each team has a maximum of 35 people that they can allow to go to Orlando. That can include players, coaching staff, trainers, etc. His next question was, is he allowed to sit in the stands and cheer on his teammates? His next question was, could he use a sauna for his rehab? He also had a question regarding NBA sponsors on campus and whether they would be supplying players with products. A union official asked Kyrie for an example, and he mentioned a popular adult beverage before insisting that he had indeed simply shared an example and wondered what food might be provided for players under league partnerships. That, I'm going to tell you guys right there, are 4 really important questions, and those are all 4 questions that, in my opinion, have not yet to be answered from what we know. They might have answered that question pretty well with Chris Paul, with the president, because I heard last Friday was mostly a Q&A. Then we found out earlier today that Chris Haynes reported that Kyrie Irving does not support returning to play due to racial tension going on in the United States and the Black Lives Matter movement. Other players are concerned, and Adrian Wojnarowski reported out of the 50-plus players that are still undecided on if they want to return or not, or if they're leaning towards actually not even returning at all. It is a mix of problems and reasoning, such as the Black Lives Matter movement, the coronavirus, the bubble limitations, the risk of money and injury, and also family concerns. It was reported that teams are not allowed to have family members invited to Orlando until August 30th, the start of the NBA conference semifinals. So they would have to wait over a month until family members would be allowed to join them. Even then, it is reported that they would only have a max of 3 guests allowed. This next portion I'm going to be talking about is directly from Adrian Wojnarowski's article on ESPN.com. I'll post a link in the description below if you guys want to read it. It states Kyrie has forged a reputation as a disruptor within his NBA career, and that's emerging again at this crucial moment for the NBA. Irving's stance has pivoted himself against the league's establishment one more time, including his former Cavaliers teammate LeBron James. There's significant support to resume the season along with the team's superstars, most of whom are playoff contenders, and Irving seems to be relishing the clash. Once we start playing basketball again, the news will turn from systematic racism to who did what in the game last night. It's a crucial time for us to be able to play and blend that and impact what's happening in our communities, one widely respected NBA player told ESPN. We are asking ourselves, where and how can we make the biggest impact? Mental health is part of the discussion too, and how can we handle all of that in this bubble? Which I think is a really good point, y'all. Mental health is a huge discussion that needs to be talked about more in our society, and I truly believe that, y'all. And to be literally in quarantine, literally in this very small NBA bubble in which you're only allowed to be in your hotel and or the arena for possibly up to 2 months, 2.5 months if you're going to the finals. That just doesn't seem great for your mental health, y'all, if you ask me and if you ask anyone. Finally, Shams was the one that broke the news onto who said what during the meeting, what was said from Kyrie Irving during the meeting. This meeting included many widely respected players, and Kyrie Irving had to say this. Kyrie Irving said, "I don't support going into Orlando. I'm not with the systematic racism and the bullshit. Something smells a little fishy." He went on to say, "I'm willing to give up everything I have for social reform." That's a big statement from Kyrie. That is a huge statement from Kyrie Irving. I don't know, I want to ask Kyrie, what does he mean by relating systemic racism to playing the rest of the NBA season in Orlando? I want to know what Kyrie means by that, because I get what he's saying. I get what he said, what I mentioned earlier, in stating we should not be playing sports right now. That's just going to disrupt the Black Lives Matter movement. And if everything goes back to normal in, say, in a couple months, or a vaccine is found in September and October, and we start living our normal lives again, what accomplished? What accomplished? This needs to be something that keep going on. They cannot be something like the NBA to disrupt it. And you can even see players from the NBA are being involved in the protests now. We've seen players such as Russell Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan, Marcus Smart, Enes Kanter, Jaylen Brown, other players, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, other notable players throughout the league have all been in these protests across the entire country, y'all. And so I get Kyrie's point on that part, but I don't understand how it relates from systemic racism to then playing the rest of the season in Orlando. And you guys know I love Kyrie Irving. So honestly, I see where he's coming from on this side. I honest to God understand what Kyrie is trying to say, y'all. But you also have to give the opportunity for players that want to go back and play basketball to give them an opportunity. We should not shut down the entire league just because Kyrie Irving and a few other players are saying we don't want to play right now. I know there's a lot of players on the Lakers that would love to play right now. There's a lot of players on the Bucks and the Clippers and other notable teams like that would love to play right now. If you ask the bottom half of those 22 teams invited, probably not. You know what I mean? But also, if you guys are taking a look at the schedule, as it sits right now, it keeps changing. It almost seems like every single day. This is what it's looking like as of right now. So the finals would end on October 13th, and the draft would actually then be October 15th. So, and they're then guessing training camp would start sometime in November, and December 1st could possibly be the start date for the 2021 NBA season. That seems very cramped to me. I would personally like if they started it on Christmas. But December 1st is cool, and I understand they want to do 82 games for next season. But yeah, we're going to see, y'all. If you guys are asking for my opinion, I see Kyrie's side, and if I'm taking bias out of the equation, so this is not from a Lakers point of view, this is not from a LeBron fan point of view, this is from a straight, person who knows what's going on in the culture right now, knows what's going on in the world. I don't think it's right for the NBA to resume season this early. And that's coming from, in my opinion, or it's a fact, one of the biggest NBA fans on YouTube. Like, I live and die the NBA, yo. When the season is on, I watch at least one game almost every single night. Or I'm waking up at 6 o'clock to react to games before I leave in the morning for school or whatever. That's my dedication to this, y'all. But what's going on right now with the Black Lives Matter movement, this is much bigger than basketball. And you can see players are being involved in this. And I don't think this is something that we should take, the media away from. I mean, we need as much media, as much press on this as possible so everyone can see what needs to be changed. That's what I got, man. That's the latest update. Shout out to Kyrie Irving one time. I know the entire league is probably pissed off at him right now. There's also rumors that some players, such as Carmelo, Dwight, and Donovan Mitchell, would sit out, and then Donovan Mitchell denied those rumors. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay blessed. All love 2020. Stay safe out there. Keep using your First Amendment right and stating your facts and stating your opinion. Stay safe. Stay healthy. The NBA might be returning soon. Maybe not, but we'll see. Stay blessed. All love and Veer up is out this thing, y'all. Peace.